The Senate has weighed in, folks. I've got this article from Forbes. I love hearing what these kinds of websites have to say. Senate votes to avert rail strike, but denies railroad workers' request for 7 paid sick days. I mean, this is one of those headlines that you read that's like, take a screenshot of this one, right? Just take a screenshot of it, put it in like some folder somewhere, get like a reminder app. 30 years from now, you're going to, look back at stuff like this. Senate votes to avert rail strike, but denies railroad workers' request for 7 sick days. 7. The Senate approved the new... Now, again, the details here are even more hilarious. The Senate approved a new contract between railroad companies and labor unions. Right? Think about it. The Senate approved the contract? What? That's right. Because of the 1926 bullshit Railway Act or whatever. The Senate approved the contract. Isn't that weird? Like we're all just like supposed to pretend as if, oh yeah, the Senate is weighing in labor disputes. The Senate, yeah, the United States Senate they're just late, What? Jesus. But senators rejected the union's demands for paid sick leave. But think about this. Senators rejected the union's demands for paid sick leave. Think about this, okay? The Senate voted 80-15 in favor of an agreement which was brokered by the Biden administration in September. Now, again, there is no such thing as a tentative agreement. That doesn't exist. Okay? It's not real. Those words do not go together. Okay? Joe Biden did not broker an agreement. Right? If he did, all of this current story would not be happening, okay? I don't know how many people here have ever been in negotiations, right? Negotiations sometimes don't take place all in one day, right? Sometimes negotiations take place over the course of days, weeks, and, not every day you negotiate. Maybe once a week you send people and they go into a room and they move. It's like a game of tug of war, right? Right? The point of last negotiation is not a tentative agreement. An agreement is when both sides reach a compromise, they shake hands, and they go, all right, it's a deal, okay? Saying, okay, let's imagine it in a little bit more of a clear scenario. Let's say they're having a discussion, they're negotiating, then a fire alarm goes off, and everyone has to evacuate. Is that, whatever the last point of negotiation, is that a tentative agreement? No, it's not, okay? They didn't finish. If they finished, they would have reached an agreement. And if they reached an agreement, we wouldn't be talking about this right now. Right? So again, when mainstream media is using the word agreement, they're lying to you. They don't know what the English language is about. These people write words for a living, and they don't know how to speak English, okay? I need you to understand that. In a separate 52-43 vote, the Senate rejected 7 days of paid sick leave. Now, again, I want you to take another screenshot of this one. This one is some crazy shit, okay? Check this out. In a separate 52-43 vote, the Senate rejected 7 days of paid sick leave for rail workers who have complained that current policies keep them on call for days or weeks at a time and penalize those who call out sick. Now, again, you might be thinking, the Senate rejected it, so only 43 senators voted in favor of 7 days of paid sick leave, right? That's how I would read this, right, if I didn't know how the U.S. government functioned. That's how I would understand this. 52, so that means 52 voted against, 43 voted in favor. But that's not true. 52 voted in favor and 43 voted against. But you might be thinking, what? What? Yeah, that's right. It's because of the fucking filibuster. The unconstitutional, and then also aconstitutional, as in it's not in the Constitution, bullshit clause that says you need to get 60 votes. The Constitution says half, majority, 50 plus 1. That's the Constitution. But the Senate, for whatever reason, they all pretend that there's such a thing as the filibusters that makes it so you need 60 to pass something. Yeah, that's right. 52% of senators voted in favor of something, and it failed? Why? Because our government is fucking stupid, and these people are fucking useless. 6 Republicans who voted for the paid sick leave policy, but 1 Democrat, Joe Manchin, who voted against it. Prior to voting on the 2 measures, I believe there was a lot of people that just didn't show up to vote and stuff. So, prior to voting on the 2 measures, which were both approved by the House on Wednesday, the senators also voted down an amendment 2669 that would have extended the negotiating period by 60 days. Oh, great. Again, these people, they don't want any of this. They don't care about people. They don't give a fuck about workers. Again, we're in the middle of a pandemic. In the middle of a pandemic where COVID is debatably the leading cause of death in this country. And motherfuckers can't even get 1 sick day. Now, this amendment was for 7. The workers wanted 15. They got 0. Now, again, if the workers do go on strike anyway, it would be an illegal strike, and they would need a lot of support. If that did happen, I would do a fundraiser for them, and I would hope that everyone would contribute in whatever way possible. I'm not sure if it will happen. Again, doing something like that would take a lot of planning, organizing. It would be a very difficult thing to pull off, and I don't know if they will. Let's just be honest. They probably won't. But they should. It's incredible that this government, the self-proclaimed most pro-labor American president in history, when push came to shove, they did fucking nothing. They did nothing to help workers at all. So,